Welcome back, you filthy exiles. So, before we get fully into the Christmas period, and obviously we're rocking the Christmas Batman shirt, I have been putting together a very classic level build here. And this is just a progress video, and you would have seen the description on the video and whatnot, being an Arc Totem Hierophant, which is exactly what this is. So, how do we make this work? What's the mechanics? There's a few things that work now. You don't. Holy shit, that guy's already at 500 delve. So, how do you do Arc Totems or totems and builds in general? Well, there's actually a really easy way to do low life where you don't need shavs and you can do it on the cheap. And this is only a 5 link, but anyway, the basic mechanics of this is, and the POB will be in the description as well as the optimum POB as well. Basically, we're using an ivory tower for this build. And because the Hierophant has the advantage of mana nodes, so we see here Divine Guidance, which gives you 30% increased mana, and Transfiguration of Mind, and then Sanctuary of Thought, which converts 20% of your total mana into Energy Shield, and then 10% less mana reservation of skills. This, with mana stacking, synergizes quite well. So we've already got a pool of 5.7 thousand mana, and we've only put maybe 100 chaos into this so far. DPS on the totems hit up to about 25,000k a totem right now, at least on the tooltip. I haven't run it through POB because I'm really enjoying just playing the game at the moment. But anyway, how does this mechanic work? So the same thing will work if you use any sort of frost skills, or was it, I can't remember what it is. Anyway, it's similar for any sort of spell totem build that you want to go with. Basically, you're going to be stacking mana nodes like Dreamer, you're going to be taking Deep Thoughts, you're going to be taking Arcane Potency, you're going to be taking Arcane Capacitor. Any nodes you can get mana are basically Arcane Focus. All these nodes, so Prodigal Perfection, Mystic Bulwark, we're even going to go as far as the Arcane Swiftness. Pretty much anything that you would normally never take is what we're going to be taking on this. Anything to push this pool up. So then how do we get low life working? How do we survive chaos? Because we're not using a shavs and we don't have any chaos resistance. Well, how we do that is actually through the use of the Ivory Tower, which drops on Cyrus, pretty much the lowest level Cyruses. It's like a 4 chaos item right now. It's dirt cheap, and I quickly 5 linked mine. So this is just running on a 5 link as well. But basically, you're going to run your totem nodes in here, and you're going to put this on, and this is going to give you 30 maximum energy shield for every 100 life that you reserve. And then chaos damage will be taken from mana before it gets taken from life. So what this means is the bigger your mana pool is, the more chaos damage you can take. And in this case, I can take 5.7 thousand chaos damage before it even hits my life pool. And that means that pretty much I can take more chaos damage than I can take any other type of damage right now. And then also looking at my resistance, my regeneration of mana, for the nodes I have, I got 540 regeneration. So basically, I'm just a mana regenerating beast. Now the other advantage of the Ascendancy nodes for the Hierophant is 10% of the damage that would otherwise be hit against my energy shield is going to also come from mana, and that's going to increase. And the other advantage here is as I level up my vitality, because the other node that we take here as well is Zealot's Oath. That will basically mean that my mana will my ES will regenerate with life regeneration now. So my mana is regenerating and taking damage for me, and my life is regenerating my energy shield and taking damage for me. Now, how do we reserve the life so we can build up our our energy shield? You might be asking. So we're going to use a Prism Guardian. Now this one was like 22 chaos, and I haven't been very good at farming currency this league, but I've managed to farm enough to be able to get one of these. This is pretty much going to almost max cap your resistances if you're running Shy, and you're pretty much just going to, so what this means is any socketed gems have 25% reduced mana reservation, and they are afflicted by blood magic, which means you're going to be reserving your health instead of reserving your mana pool. So that means you've got tons of mana to take damage with, take chaos damage with, And as you reserve your auras against your health, then that'll synergize with the ivory tower, and every 100 health that you basically reserve, you're going to get an additional 30 energy shield, and that's going to stack across the modifiers for energy shield as well. So the more energy shield you boost up, the more you are by percentage, the more energy shield you're going to build. And also, as you increase HP as well, that's going to mean you reserve more HP, and then that will continue to increase your energy shield further. So basically, you'll it's an endless cycle of buffering your energy shield up. Now your belt, you're just going to use a really basic baited breath. I need to Blessed Orb this so I can get another 70S out of this, and this is not a max roll either, so probably need to divine that as well. I haven't got perfect gloves yet, I haven't got perfect boots yet. I need stuff that's going to push life, energy shield, and resistances. That's pretty much all I'm going to be targeting here. I am using a scepter, and this scepter isn't amazing, but I had this drop in a heist, and it gives me 56% spell damage, cast speed, critical strike chance for spells, and then I've just rolled some lightning damage. And ideally, if I can get lightning damage on spells, adds lightning damage on spells, I want to get that as well. That's going to buff up my totems as well. Now the optimum POB that I'm working off for this one, I actually got it on poe.ninja. Basically, you'll get. I've retooled this down to get about 394,000 DPS per totem. You're going to be rolling 5 totems out, so that means your Arc Totem is going to be doing collectively just shy of, what's that? Somewhere in the vicinity of close to 2.2 million DPS or whatever that is. 4.12, 2 million DPS. Sorry, and that's also going to be chaining damage as well, and it's quite effective at a 2.29 cast rate. It's also going to be critting a lot as well, because once I get my last ascendancy, which will be the Conviction of Power, then as I cast totems, they'll generate power charges, and then as I generate power charges, that will increase their crit even further. So that means your Arc Totems are just going to be crit monsters, and also do elemental penetration while you have power charges up as well on your totems. So anyway, as an overall, quite a good build. And Amulet, dirt cheap at series foible. We're just going to use a Crown of the Inward Eye helmet because it's quite a good item, and completely underrated. And for the price, like 10 to 12 chaos, I think I got this for 10 chaos. It's dirt cheap. We'll gear up this. We'll get an at series promise flask. Pretty much we'll move these flasks out because we don't use HP anymore. I just haven't done that. Now, from a duel perspective, you're going to run a healthy mind, which is going to convert your life into mana, and that's going to actually increase your damage based on this node here, this Prodigal Perfection. So you'll get 2% increased spell damage per 100 mana. So as you stack mana, it increases your damage. And the other thing is, once we get to a point where I have more health, and I'm stacking more health, then when I have more flat health, I'm going to blood magic my vitality, my clarity, and my precision. And then I'm going to run Clear Mind, which is going to give me 48% increased spell damage. If you've reserved no mana, because we're just going to reserve all HP, and then 22% mana regeneration. This can be rolled up to 60% and 30%, but this is a low roll. It was cheap. It's a few chaos. It's an easy way to do it. And basically that's it. Now you can go crazy and get other stuff. We're using Pain Attunement here. You could theoretically get Mind Over Matter, but being mindful that your mana pool is going to be how you mitigate your chaos damage. If you let it take too much damage and you take chaos damage, you're instantly dead. So I wouldn't suggest using Mind Over Matter. While that might be a cool idea, it's not necessarily going to work the way that you think it's going to work. I'll probably take these notes here, put another jewel in there, and have a bit more of a play around with it. But you'll see in the final POB that I've taken off, how it's structured and whatnot. Now, from gem perspective, for your 6-link setup, all you're going to be doing is running Arc, Spell Totem, Control Destruction, add Lightning Damage support, multiple totems, because we want that +2 to totems, and also the double cast as well. That's going to give you 5 totems. And then that's going to stack with Ancestral Bond, which I've got here. And then if you're going full 6th length, you're going to run Lightning Penetration, and that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. And then, you know, your rings, you might want to get something like, you know, or anything to proc elemental damage or elemental weakness or something like that. And then basically, you know, if you were doing a cast, cast when triggered, you would have like Lightning Orb or something like that to proc your curse. And then as you cast your totems, it's going to cast your Lightning Orb. It's going to put elemental elemental weakness or whatever on your enemies, and then basically you're going to do more damage. But anyway, that's the premise of the build. That's how it pretty much works. Yeah, quite good build. And when we get there, we'll run Arcane Cloak, and that'll give me an extra buff of shield. And if you want to know how that's going to work, Flame Dash, what can we... Oh, we can just chuck that in here. So you would run Arcane Cloak in your move button. So then when you move, it's going to hit Arcane Cloak, and as you can see, your mana pool just instantly regenerates. You get a buff. You do more spell. How much more electricity damage? You do more. Where is it? Damage. Yeah. So 13%. A buff grants lightning damage equal to 13% of mana spent by the skill. So you get a buff to lightning damage as well, and as you can see, it generates really quickly. So yeah, if we're going to go into a map, let's just take a really easy map. I'm doing T3 to 5s at the moment, so they are pretty cheap and easy. That'll do. I'll show you how this works. And as you increase your mana pool, you're just going to end up with even more survivability and regeneration. So as you can see, it just sort of minces its way through everything on the map. It's pretty fucking effortless as well. And like, this is only T3, but as this scales up, it does more damage. Pretty safe. Got 5,000 ES already, and damage mitigation goes to my mana pool, so I'm not really losing too much sleep about dying right now. And this is only at level 82, so we've still got a ton of levels before we get to the hard point where we have to level up more and worry about shit. As you can see, it sort of just minces its way through everything. And like, I'll keep progressing this build up, but we'll get to the boss and I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, we can run through everything, not too worried. Just sort of kills everything around you, and you just sort of run around and pick up loot. It's very much a Christmas build where you could be very sozzled and drunk and play and not worry too much about getting your ass handed to you. There's no complex mechanics, no buttons other than hit and right click basically. So just get in, do the arena, and there we go. We just sit it on the boss, run around, let the totems do their job. As you can see, it does good damage. Not taking any damage. Done. Easy. Yeah. Anyway, so that's my my arcane or Arc Totem Hierophant that stacks mana. Pretty easy. The link will be in the description to the POB that I currently have at level 80, and then also to the optimum POB as well. And if you've got questions about how this build works, this is all I'm going to play for Flashback. I just wanted to play totems because it's easy. I might even play this build next league because it's fun. We'll collect that because that's a mana. Eldritch Inspiration. Yeah, no, we're not going to use that. Anyway, yeah, if this build gives you a bit of an idea, if you got stuck or you want to play totems, because totems are pretty fun, feel free to use this. You could probably use this with a lot of other different spell gems as well. This is sort of like a boilerplate template, not just for Arc, but you could use it on a number of different spells that you could attach to Spell Totem to get some awesome results. But yeah, until next time, have a Merry Christmas, and there'll be some more videos up, and bye.